ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिम् द्वन्द्वातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं तत्समस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षीभूतं भावातीतं गगनसदृशं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरुमूर्ते पूजामूलं गुरुपदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। सतगुरु भगवान की जय, स्वामी जी महाराज की जय। शिवोहम। By the grace of the universal master Satchidananda Paramatma, we are taking the 15th stanza of chapter 13. In this stanza, the God is telling to Arjuna his omnipresence. Vahirantascha bhutanam charam charamevacha सूक्ष्मत्वात् तदविज्ञेयम् दूरस्थं चान्तिके च ततः वही अन्तः च भूतानाम् आचरं चरम् एव च सूक्ष्मत्वां तदविज्ञेयम् दूरस्थं च अन्तिके च। Bhutanam, it means the all living and non-living in this world. Vahir, it means outside. Antah, it means inside. Cha, it means and. Charam and acharam, it means movable or non-movable. Eva, it means also. Cha, it means and. Tat, it means that. Sukshmatvat, it means the microest of the micro. Avigyaya, it means very, very difficult to knowing. Cha, it means and. Antike, it means very closest. Cha, it means and. Durastham, it means very, very far to others. Tata, it means that is. My dear Arjun, that is totally interested in all movable and non-movable, living and non-living beings, because that is microest to micro, and it is very, very hard to knowing that is closest to close and farthest to far. My dear friends, this is a very, very important and very keen meaning stanza. Sadguru Satchidananda Paramatma, Lord Krishna, who is the only and only restoration at the base and the master of millions galaxies uncountable and uncountable billions of the universe. He is telling to Arjun, hear very carefully, because in the looking of this sloka is looking very simple, but it is deep meaning. He is telling that Vairantasya Bhutanam, the existence is living inside and living outside of all bhutas. Bhutas, it means Panch Mahabhutas. Bhutas, it means living or non-living. Bhutas, it means all the creation of the nature. Vairantasya, because as the sky is the very micro than every material, and sky lives in every material inside and outside both. So the comparison of the sky with the stone, that is the comparison with the sky to the existence. Sky is so micro, then you cannot see the sky. You cannot feel the sky. You cannot touch the sky. You cannot cut the sky. You cannot tie the sky. You cannot warm the sky. You cannot do anything with sky, because sky is so microvast and so omnipresent. So the sky is a very good example of the soul, universal soul. Even outer side of your atmosphere, there is no gases, but sky is there. Even the intra-space of the planets, there is the sky. Even the intra-space of two universes, there is the sky. In the everywhere, in the galaxies, there is no air, there is no atmosphere, there is no gravitation of any planet or any star, but there is sky. My dear friends, our rishis and the munis, they were the very great scientists. I don't want to say what I will say, that nowadays these scientists are child in front of our rishis and munis. That is another subject of the discourse, but now I want to tell. In the atom, when a nucleus having a neutron and protons, everybody knows that protons is the positive power and the neutrons has no power, no potentiality. The neutrons and protons is the base of the mass of the atom, but the electrons are moving around the nucleus. Their mass is negligible, no calculation. In the orbit of the atom, there is a many orbit. First S2, 2s8, 3s16, 4s32 and 5s2. The saturated condition of the inert gas, there is no need of any electron. The electron is sufficient in every orbit. So between the two orbits, where the electron is moving, and between the nucleus and that orbit, there is a sky. And if we can see by the electron microscope and the very highly magnifying, that we can take the photograph of the atom, but you will be see the space between two orbit, and you will be see the space between the nucleus and the orbit. But put this atom as big as this earth is, then you cannot find the Brahma, because the Brahma Satchidananda Paramatma is so much micro than the sky. I am telling this example for the clarify your mind, that why the Lord Vishnu, the Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I am the inside and outside. Because the Lord Krishna is the existence. He is God. He not was, he is God. And because he is God, he can know the billions times more than a human. You use only 5% of your intellect, and then you become the Einstein, and you then become your Hopkins, and then you become the Sarabhai, and then you become the Aryabhatta. But the enlightened person can use his mind as he want to use, even 50%, 60%, 70%, 90%. So you can imagine that an enlightened person is the brilliant in comparison of your Einstein, your Arvat, your Bairamir, your Hopkins, and any scientist or any brilliant person of this world, even any Vivekananda. Then now you compare that enlightened person is so capable, so strong, so have the capacity of the brain. When the avatara comes, the God comes in the form of the human body, he seems that he is human body, but he is not human body. When he comes, you cannot imagine his power of supreme intellect. So he is telling to Arjuna, Arjun, inner side and outer side of everything, everyone, non-living and living, movable or non-movable, those person who are the student of the biology, they knows the life has divided in the two parts by the movability. One is non-movable, second is the movable. Now non-movable, like the algae, they are stuck in the stones in the water. The non-movable, the trees. The non-movable animal is the sponge. They living in fresh water or they living in the marine water. And many living beings, they are non-movable. They live in the deep sea and they die there. They never move any inch all the life. So the non-movable and the movable, the fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, and the siddhas, and nagas, and kinneras, and pitras, and devatas. So these are the movable. So Krishna is telling not for only earth, he is telling the universal truth, not only universal truth, He is telling the inter-universal truth. He is not only telling the inter-universal truth, he is telling the inter-galaxy truth. So Gita and the teaching of the Krishna is not limited only for the earth. It is the divine teaching. It is for all universes and all galaxies. So by this higher level, the Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I am living inside and I am living outside of all the living beings and non-living beings as well as. And when the Krishna is telling that the all creation on and all non-creation and all space and all ether are overlapped by this Brahma Tattva, then Krishna is not telling about your senses, about your mind, about your intellect, about your ego. And that is the 1 teaspoon water in the comparison of the Pacific Ocean. Your intellect, your mood, your mind, they have nothing importance in the comparison of the universal soul, existence God. Because when you are sleeping and you are seeing the dreams has no value. If you see any dream, you become the emperor, you become the collector, you become the minister, you become the prime minister. In your dream, you can get the millions of the rupees, and you can have the thousands of the servants. And when your dream will break and you will be awake, they will all gone. So your mind, your intellect, your mood and your ego are just like that dream. There is no value in the comparison of this supreme knowledge of liberation. So Krishna is telling here to Arjuna, my dear Arjun, I am existing inside and outside of all the living and non-living beings, because the Arjun was just like a child. And the Sadguru Krishna is teaching to Arjuna on his level. But even a big person, a very, very rich person, donates something to the poor person, he gives by his own status and own standard. So Krishna is a God. Even he is giving to Arjuna this knowledge as a child, but he is giving more than child. He is giving more and more. So Krishna, when the Krishna is telling, I am living inside, I am living outside, and I am living in stable lives, unstable lives in the stones, rivers, oceans, planets, stars, galaxies, all things is covered by the verdict of the Krishna. This is the Brahma science of the Brahmajnana, my dear friends. It is a science, it is not a hypothetical. It is not a hypothetical thesis, or this is not a hypothetical synopsis. It is a science, and it can confirm by the evidence. It can be confirmed by the evidence. As I tell you, you know the nucleus and the electrons circuit, and electrons orbit, there is a space. And who knows that space? Who is moving the electrons here and there? That is the power of existence. And that power is existence. You can see on the earth in the different forms. My dear friends, this stanza is a very precious stanza for the enlightenment. If you know this thing very well, then you exactly separate from all the world, and you can stand your existence, because your existence is only and only valuable thing. Your existence, your awakening is real thing, and other thing and other world, other feelings, your mind and your world and your family, your society, your nations, your earth, these are only the illusion of the Maya. But you can play in this illusion as the enlightened person plays, at the Krishna plays, Rama plays, Vasishtha plays, Vishwamitra plays. So Maharshis live his life. You can live your life like a Maharshi. And what is telling to in the next part of this stanza, the Krishna is telling, because he is the microest micro. It is already I prove that the Atma Tattva, that is the Brahma Tattva, that is the existence, it is microest than your sky. Your sky is just like a stone in the comparison of this Atma Tattva. Even you think that sky is very, very micro, but sky is not micro, because sky is the part of the Pancha Mahabhuta. My dear friends, now the Krishna is telling Tattvad Avigyayam, because it is the microest, unimaginary microest. You cannot imagine how micro it is. So it is hard to knowing for a general person. That's why the maximum person, they do not believe on the Brahma. They can believe on the idols. They can believe on the temples. They can believe on other god and goddess, but they do not believe the inner Brahma living inside of them, because it is very hardest to know him. But when a Sadguru meets you, it becomes very simplest. It becomes very simplest. So the Krishna is telling, it is very, very hardest to knowing. And what he is telling? He is telling it is very, very near. As in this Geeta and the Ramayana and Upanishads, the God says, Jivasya Jivnoham, I am the life of thy lives. God says, Angushtamatra Prusa, Hriday Sannidhi Sthita. Jyotisha Nam Tat Jyoti, Patanjali says, and Geeta says also, in this chapter. My dear friends, the Ramayana says, Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana. The Sadguru says, every particle having the Brahma, Kanakan mein Brahma Jyoti ka prakash ho raha. So it is so near. And the Quran says, Bande, मैं तेरे रगे गुलूक से भी ज्यादा तेरे पास हूं. The Quran says, I am more near than your vein of your thought. Because the Sanatan Dharma is the base of all dharmas. Because the Sanatan Dharma is the root of all dharmas. Because the Sanatan Dharma is the extract of all dharmas. And all dharmas, they are deviated by the Sanatan Dharma. So they are complement, they are not complete. Sanatan Dharma is a complete reason. I don't want to debate on this, but I say that no any dharma says that he can transform it a man into the God. But Sanatan Dharma says you can transform it into the God. Everyone can transform it into the God. Islam says कोई बंदा खुदा नहीं हो सकता. लेकिन but Hindu dharma, the Sanatan Dharma says every person is the God. The Christ says, the Christian religion says there is only three things: Holy Spirit, Father, and the Jesus. There is no mother. When from the Jesus came. So my dear friends, even the complete Bible you read, Old Testament and New Testament, but you will never find any formula that you can transform it into the God. But you can even read one Upanishad, You find their formula, you find their technique. So the Sanatan Dharma is the base of all religions, or we must be respect the Sanatan Dharma as you respect the new invention of the science, CFL, refrigerators, air conditioners. You are respecting the outer side invention, but you are not respecting inner side invention, because your religion is totally failed to give you peace. This world is very unpeaceful, and this world is full of violence and the crime, because the religions are the fail. But if you do the meditation, you will get result fast, you will become the peaceful, you will become happy, you will become balanced, you will become human to transform it into the existence God. That is called Atma Jnana. So the Krishna is telling, I am nearest and near of you. But only one condition is there. You have an enlightened master. You have a Kamil Murshid. You have an enlightened Godfather. But if you have no enlightened master, then it is very, very far to you. It cannot be known by you if you have no enlightened master. So the Krishna is telling, I am far than far, for the forest. I am the further and forest, far, more far, most far. So this is the meaning of this stanza. Now I want to say one thing, that the extremely truth is beyond of all. There is nothing is remaining, only there is the peace and the pleasure, and the peace and pleasure only remaining. That is the verdict of the Guru Geeta. So my dear friend, that extremely truth, that extremely abstract Param Tattva came in the form of the Krishna Satchidananda Paramatma, and he said to the Arjuna, I am living in all living and non-livings. I am like a sky. I am omnipresence. I am presence everywhere. So my dear friend, do not be buried, and I am totally untouched. I am totally non-involved. I am totally detached from all the creation like a sky. If you know this consciousness, the supreme consciousness or awareness, that is called Atma Jnana. That is the ocean of awareness of consciousness is presence everywhere. You have no need to go anywhere. If you are living in America or Australia or Canada or anywhere in this earth, the master can enlighten you from the distance wavelength of the master's enlightened power. My dear friend, you know, you can talk by the mobile, even you are staying in 8,000 miles from India, and you can talk, even you are on moon, by the electronic apparatus. So God is unable. Then you. So God is telling, I am everywhere, every galaxies, every planets, and I tell that my disciple is living on the Mars even. My disciple is living in another galaxy. The power of enlightened master is very high. He can transmit his energy and enlightenment even any planet or any galaxy, because God is presence everywhere, and master, enlightened master, is the directly awoken in the God. He is not helpless like the scientific inventions. So the ocean of the consciousness is everywhere and every particle, and now when he is presence in the movable or non-movable, and he is the presence in your three bodies, micro body, physical body, causal body. But when you can feel or when you can know that the illusion of the Maya, the mesmerism of the Maya, the foolishness of the Maya, if can broke, and how it will can broke, it can only broke by the grace of the enlightened master. So the master can broke your shell, master can broke your jail, master can broke your unconsciousness, master can broke your sleep. So my dear friend, for the breaking of this blindness or of the Maya, the master is telling the in the words which cannot be told by the words, because the God existence is beyond the words and the languages. The God is Sarvbhutat Chatmani. He is very near for you because He is the soul of all of you. My dear friend, I want to conclude this discourse. He is the ocean of the mercy. He is the ocean of the love. He is the ocean of grace. And He can enlighten you by the make the medium of enlightened master. If you want to enlighten, please learn this meditation of awareness, the Sakshi meditation. Then you will be get all these glorious and all these precious nectar of supreme knowing. Thank you very much. Love you very much. Everything is submerged in the God. God is living in everywhere. Only need to know that is in you. That is your Atma. You are not a person. You are not man or woman. You are the living God. If you can know you, you please awake. Please enlighten. Please do the meditation. Thank you very much. Love you very much.